Remember the children of Israel when they left Egypt on their exodus, and they came to the Jordan River. And Moses took his staff and he hit the water, or touched the water. I'm not sure exactly how he did it for sure, but and the water parted. And the people walked on dry land, didn't they? And they had an army behind them that was pushing them. And they walked on dry land. We all remember that one because we think, wow, what kind of a thrill would that be? To have that path laid out before you, already secure, dry. Do we remember the second time the river was parted? When Joshua, who took Moses' place, when they were going to go into the promised land? Remember how that water was parted? Let's turn to Joshua chapter 3. And we'll look at verse 13. They're right at the edge of the river. As soon as the priests who carry the ark of the Lord of all the earth, set foot in the Jordan, its waters flowing downstream will be cut off and stand up in a heap. How did the water stop? What did they have to do? They had to step into the water. Now, that's taking faith a little bit further, isn't it? You're having to take that step. It's not a guarantee. I mean, they could have stepped in that water and they could have stepped again, and next thing they're knee deep, they're hip deep. What's happening here? Have we ever been confronted with that in our life? It's easy when God has the path laid out before us, and all signs are showing this is the way to go. It's dry land. It's easy. Everything's great. How often are we met from time to time with a challenge that we have to make that step of faith? That it's not quite as clear where He wants us to go. And we have to take a step of faith. We always think of what's on the other side. What are we looking forward to? We have numerous promises in this Bible, don't we? If we live faithfully, if we obey His commands, what is the promise? We're going to have eternal life, aren't we? Is that path laid out perfectly clear for us? The promise is, but is the path? The path is supposed to be that straight and narrow. How often do we veer? How often do we swerve? How often are we caught off guard on some areas? How often do we kind of stall out because we don't want to take that step of faith? We don't want to take that step into the water. I want dry ground. It's easier to know I'm on the right path. But when I step out on faith, is my faith strong enough to say, I believe His promise? I believe He is leading me in the right direction? Do we have that confidence? We should have. We should have that confidence. Every day that we wake up is another day that He has given us. It's going to be another day that He is going to test us. Now, Satan's going to tempt us. God is going to test us. He is going to put something in our life that is going to refine us. It may get a little warm. You can't refine gold without fire. You can't make it pure. But when he does that, are we going to be confident enough to step forward? Remember the three that were put in the fiery furnace? Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. They were thrown in the furnace. What did they do in there? They were walking around in there, weren't they? I mean, I can't imagine walking around in the heat like that. Furnace fired, 7 times hotter than any fire before? But that wasn't only 3 in there, was there? There was a 4th, wasn't there? That's the same with us. When we step out on faith, we're not stepping out alone, are we? We're stepping out with him. We're trusting in his promises. We're doing all that we can. We're living by faith. In Romans 1:17, it says to just live by faith. In Galatians 3:11, it says the same thing. Live by faith. In 2 Corinthians 5:7, it says live by faith and not by sight. It's pretty easy to live by sight, though, isn't it, in this world today? Well, that looks like the right way to go. How many times have we said, yeah, that looks right, and the next thing you know, you're in the wrong place. I think too many times we live by sight more so than faith. Something to think about. Are we able to step out into the water? Or are we still relying on God to make that path dry? Because he is wanting us to step out on faith to him. And the more that we do that, the more accustomed we will get to stepping out more and more by faith. If there's anyone here tonight that needs to make a decision to follow Christ, scriptural baptism, or if there's any other need,